Bob Tuskin here at the University of Florida. We're here during a football game, which, as many of you know, is a big deal around these parts. We're going to be asking people how they feel about the NFL introducing full pat-downs recently during the 10th anniversary of September 11th. Folks that may have gone to enjoy a football game may have noticed that the security was a bit enhanced. Are these sorts of checkpoints coming to a town near you, not just with football games, or perhaps at your grocery store, at your local school? How much is too much? We'll see if we can score an interview with one of these insightful football fans. Hey, what's up, guys? You interested in doing a quick question about the football game? Yeah. You enjoy it? Cool, cool. What's your name?
I'm Casey.
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, Casey, nice to meet you guys. Real quick question now. Are you guys also into the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Dolphins fan. I've been real sad lately.
Yeah, the Dolphins, man. I tell you what.
Dolphins, fuck Tom Brady. He's a piece of shit, but
Asshole.
Hey, guys. Hope you enjoyed the game. We're just asking quick questions about what folks think about the NFL. You guys also watch the NFL?
Yeah, man. Tennessee Titans all the way.
Oh, do you also watch the NFL by chance?
What?
The NFL, it's the National Football League.
I'm from Turkey. Our national football is soccer.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand American football.
Do you also watch the NFL by chance?
I don't, sorry.
I don't blame you. It's a waste of time. But what do you think about the fact that the NFL recently introduced full-body pat-downs? So now every time you want to go to a football game and enjoy your game, if you choose to, you have to get a full pat-down, a lot like they would do at the airports if you turn down the naked body scanner.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that everyone's being kept safe at the football game, but it's kind of an extreme measure. I think that it's quite sad that they have to go and start doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just ran into this nice lady, and we asked her if she wanted to be interviewed about the game. And what was your response?
I've never watched the game.
Do you read books?
Yes.
What planet are you from?
Last time I checked Earth.
Someone from planet Earth, and we are in the USA right now, correct?
Yes.
Do you guys also watch the NFL?
Yeah, I do, like, often. I mean,
occasionally, yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but the reason why we ask, because recently they introduced full-scale pat-downs at all of the NFL games. Did you hear about this?
no, I didn't. I think it's kind of odd. That's odd.
Like, you can't carry in like a flask or anything?
Well, it's not just drinking. They're actually patting people down with TSA-style checkpoints all throughout the games.
It definitely makes it safer. I mean, like, you can't carry in like a weapon or something. I mean, occasionally there are fights between two sets of fans, and if no one brings out a knife, it would make it a lot safer.
I think definitely.
They already have like metal detectors and stuff, so I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I feel like.
Well, I think it's smart, so, I mean, no one's able to conceal weapons when they're walking in, and plus, I mean, if people are trying to sneak in drinks, I'm sure they're drunk enough when they go in there, so why don't they just, chill out and not need to be so wasted, right?
I mean, I don't think it's really necessary to pat somebody down. If you have a metal detector, that's good to go. You can walk through that, but I don't think pat downs are necessarily needed.
Well, the question I had, though, is about the NFL, which recently introduced full pat-downs before you can enter a stadium.
I just actually heard that today.
Did you? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of the same thoughts of the airport, and it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, huh?
Ridiculous.
Pat down. Well, unless you're with the Packers or the Oilers, I wouldn't want to be packing me down. That's for damn sure, man. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, pat down. It seems like a pretty good idea, I guess. The NFL, the league to have something that is similar to that. I mean, you can always be more safe than sorry, when it comes to things like that. When you say pat down, what do you mean exactly?
Well, they're actually doing full pat-downs where they feel up the inside of your legs and actually check your pant lines, a lot like they would do as...
Yukon Huskies!
Yeah, that guy's a Yukon fan. A lot like they would do if you were to go through a TSA checkpoint and turn down one of the naked body scanners, TSA-style groping.
Man, I don't know about all that, brother. I mean, that's old school. That's going back old school. They used to have to do that back in the day with the stick-em on the hands that they had for the old NFL players, and they would check other ways, jock straps and everything else, man. I'm not for sure. Go Titans.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Well, there's a different opinion on the pat downs. We'll continue asking people what they think about this police state measure.
I mean, I think it's good for the safety of people. You know, I mean, if you got to do what you got to do to keep people safe, because a lot of stuff happens nowadays. So I'm with it. I agree with it, and I'm for it.
I just think that if it gets to the point where you have to, then it's by all means do what you have to do to keep us safe and keep us free and keep us just like having a good time at the game. So I think it's a good.
So you say by all means. How extreme does that get?
Invasion of privacy, I'm not hiding anything. I don't have a big problem with invasion of privacy. But like I don't see what the big like if they tap my phone, it wouldn't be a big deal. If they like did what they said they would do in the Homeland Security Act, it's not a big deal towards me. I mean, if you're hiding something, it would be a big deal towards you. But I mean, I don't sell drugs from my house. I don't do anything like that. So I mean, it's not going to be a big deal for me.
Well, a lot of the pretext to this has been September 11th, 2001. They actually introduced this new security measure for the 10th anniversary. I wanted to get your thoughts on some of the unanswered questions about September 11th. Have you watched by chance the footage of Building 7, which was the third building that collapsed in New York on September 11th?
Yeah, no, I don't know too much about it, but I know there's a lot of conspiracies behind it, you know, and a lot of thoughts and, you know, theories, but, you know, who knows, you know?
Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions that the 9/11 Commission doesn't even know for sure. All I would ask is that you check out on YouTube or wherever you like the footage of the collapse of this building and ask questions.
Okay.
Thank you. And what do you think about the fact that a lot of this is because of September 11th, yet we haven't had any attacks since then, and really we haven't had any need to have full pat-downs at football games and so forth. Do you feel that they're using the September 11th attacks to maybe crack down on our civil liberties?
Oh, they use that for everything. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. Just using it 10 years ago, we're still making rules every year based on one date.
I guess the next question I have is, how do you feel about the fact that because of September 11th, which we can classify as a false flag attack, in which they...
False flag attack.
A false flag attack means that it was staged in order to create a pretext.
So you're saying that September 11th was a hoax?
No, we all know that it happened. We watch it with our own eyes on television.
Are you saying it's like an inside job? Is that what you're trying to... Are you trying to like say something like the CIA or the government had to try to do? Is this like a conspiracy theory type of thing?
No, not at all. In fact, we're asking questions about Building 7, the third building that collapsed in New York on that day. Are you familiar with that building?
I had no idea.
It was a 47-story building that...
They fell down from the aftershock, right?
Well, it's supposedly...
It felt like there were some explosives in it. I've seen the internet videos. Like,
have you watched the footage of the actual collapse?
I mean, I just really don't think our government's gonna bomb our own buildings. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
And one final question. During September 11th, there was 3 buildings that fell. The third in New York was Building 7. It was 47 stories. The BBC reported that it had collapsed 20 minutes before the entire building fell into its own footprint. Have you watched the footage of that third building's collapse?
Yeah, I was in England when that incident happened, so the BBC did very good coverage of everything, making everyone aware across the world of exactly what was going on, which I think is really important, that it's not just America that is aware of this, that everyone across the world is aware of the security measures that need to take place and everything that happened on 9/11.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So there you go. The BBC did great coverage, but a little slip up. They reported the collapse of this building 20 minutes before it collapsed. She felt that was great coverage, and well, if you're brainwashed by the mainstream media, maybe you did as well.
Faith in America and our government. Maybe our government's not always perfect, but I don't think they're gonna bomb our own buildings. I don't think that's retarded. Anyone who thinks that is stupid.
I would agree with you up until a certain point, but I think there are legitimate questions that over 1,500 professional architects and engineers are asking about the collapse of the buildings. Not a conspiracy theory blaming the government, but asking what happened during the largest crime of our lifetimes. Do you think that now, 10 years later, we can move to a point where we can actually observe without all the emotions involved what happened on the largest day in our lifetime?
I don't think it.
Yeah, I agree. We could look at it that way. Absolutely. I mean, it comes to a point where you need to look at it objectively and not subjectively, and you shouldn't let your emotions get to it. But I completely believe that it wasn't an inside job. But I would agree that we could look at it objectively and at least give it a run through and see what the deal is. But I think overall, I think it was definitely an outside job, not an inside job. But
Your final thoughts?
I mean, pretty much said everything. I don't think it was an inside job at all. I mean, you have a lot of people agree on lots of things. You have lots of people agree on Scientology, and a lot of people don't like Scientology. You can agree on anything. You can get experts from any type of field to agree on anything and blame anything on anybody. But when it comes down to it, I don't think it had anything to do with our government or the CIA or any other. I think there's a lot of people who like to always blame everything on the government, and because it's an easy target, and they're not perfect, but they had nothing to do with September 11th. That's about it.
I think whether or not people thought it was an inside job or anything, I do agree with the fact that this is America and people have the right to they have the right to free thinking. So if they can try to think what they want, but I think it comes to a point where as an American you need to exercise your right to free thinking and just choose for yourself and actually think about it and know. Sorry, I'm drunk, but running out of. Can't finish it right, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, I appreciate that. That's a little bit more of an open-minded perspective, and we're all in it for truth. We're not anti-American.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy that says, "Oh, it's definitely an outside job. It's definitely an inside job." I mean, I'm all about actually, weighing both sides of the situation. I think it is that time where we should investigate because it was such a huge crime in our history. And that I think we should actually take a look at it. And I don't think it was an outside job, but I think it's about that time where we should look into it and hopefully get some truth out of it.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Hot-colored microphone.
Yes, that's right. We have reggae colors on the microphone. Okay. I had a quick question about whether or not you've heard that they're going to have full-body pat-downs at the game.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I don't think it's right. No, I think you should have your student ID to get into the student section. And I hear there's a lot of scalpers who are like scalping like non-authentic tickets, which is fucked up. Excuse me, inappropriate. It's wrong.
This is going on YouTube, so it doesn't matter. But the last question I have is, a lot of this is because of September 11th and the attacks. Do you think we're any safer now, 10 years later?
I don't really think that's a concern for Gainesville, Florida. Like I get that like it's an issue, but like I don't really think Gainesville, Florida is like a big target.
Let's see if we can continue to get interviews going on here because there seems to be a lot of action. The game is.
Hi, this is Caitlin Nelson reporting. I saw a panda earlier. I don't have anything better to say. What's your name, boy? Hi, this is Caitlin Nelson reporting from Gainesville Singles Live. Hi, I'm with single girls and boys. We're trying to find other singles in the town. Hi. Hi, are you single? Oh, you're gone, apparently. Hi, come here.